The Lord be with you, and a very warm welcome to you from all of us here at Powerscourt Court with Kilbride. What a rather remarkable summer it's been, and I know that the grasses around me and around in the general area, indeed Ireland I'd say, are looking a little bit dry and a little bit pale now for the lack of rain. I hope that wherever you have been, you have made the most of this gorgeous weather and you have had some rest in it as well, and time to appreciate the beauty of creation that is around us all. Today we encounter the phenomena of the feeding of the 5,000, an incredible scripture. Want to have a little look at that and, as always, to discover what it might be saying to us today. But first, and as always, we pause for a time of prayer. Now, when Jesus heard that John had been beheaded, he withdrew from there in a boat to a deserted place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them and cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place, and the hour is now late. Send the crowds away, so that they may go into the villages and buy food for themselves." Jesus said to them, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." They replied, "We have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here to me." Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowds, and all ate and were filled. And they took up what was left over of the broken pieces, 12 baskets full. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. The feeding of the 5,000 is an absolute phenomenon. It is a true miracle, and I don't believe that we should ourselves or anyone else overanalyze it to the extent that we lose the miracle that it truly is. But I wanted to pull one thread on this amazing scripture today, and it's the notion that it represents a movement from a place of lack to a place of abundance. I personally believe that we are vast horizons of a human soul, each of us, yes, that is confined down into the little bony structure of the human frame, and indeed the structures of the mind's understanding. And I believe that we come into this world in the fullness of our soul, and as we move through life we are surrounded by conditioning and beliefs and lessons and learning and experiences. And yet as we move through our lives, the destiny for us is to become more fuller and more fuller our soul. And this isn't a selfish thing, by the way. This is that the more full we experience ourselves to be, the more we can give out into the world. We talk about God's kingdom coming in the Lord's Prayer. Your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. And what we mean by this, in my mind, is not just God's kingdom coming in the fullness of time, but now through the expansion of the souls within this world for the benefit and good of all people. So it is our destiny, I believe, as individual souls to shine that light of who we are into the world to the betterment of the world itself. So I mentioned about this scripture that it was the movement from a place of lack to a place of abundance. So what is this lack that I'm talking about? Well, I like to think that the same soul that is moving through life can sometimes be encased or caged by different things that cause it to stop expanding out into the fullness of itself. These are little places of lack. This image in my head anyway is of an escape room. You know, one of these rooms where an individual, let's say, we won't even call it a team, an individual will go into their own escape room, and there is a puzzle that they have to, or a riddle they have to answer, to either find a key or press a button, and the door springs open so that they can walk through it into an even bigger room, an expansive room, and the door to the room they've just been in slams closed behind them, and they can never go back. They place their shoulder to the plough and they move forward and they don't look back. That is, in my mind, a good example of the expansion of each individual soul. It's also an example of the things that can cage the soul. And I really do believe that we have to overcome these individual things in order to transcend them and become more like the selves we truly are. I used to be a smoker in the earlier days of my life, and I remember giving it up when I had children, and I remember how difficult it was to stop smoking because there was this type of a hunger inside you every 30 minutes or so for nicotine. Sorry, I'm Riley here. And it was a craving, and I would say to myself, or my mind would say to me, if I only just had a cigarette now, I'd be grand. I think it's a great description of an awful lot of the cravings that we might have in our lives when we operate from a place of lack. So in other words, somebody might say, well, if I only had that car, then I'd feel better. If I only had that handbag, or if I only had that glass of wine, I'd definitely feel better, or that bar of chocolate. There's always something that we think will make us feel more complete and whole. And we're right, as in if you do buy that amazing car, or even if you have that glass of wine, the old endorphins will come in and you will definitely feel a temporary explosion of joy. But it doesn't last, and it's gone, and then the next craving begins. When Jesus looked out on the 5,000 souls that were gathered there, he saw that they were operating from a place of lack. And it wasn't just a hunger for food, but it was a hunger for the words of hope that he was to give them because of the place of lack. They were impoverished. They weren't just physically or financially impoverished, but they were experiencing a poverty of self-esteem, a poverty of justice or equality or recognition, a poverty of sight, a poverty of health. They were impoverished in their place of lack. And as I say, the reason they came to be in that place that day was because they had heard him speaking a different language, and his words gave them hope of the abundance that he had begun to bring them. Now, on that day, his disciples came to him from a place of lack as well. It was the place of lack of human conditioning. Their minds, their rational minds, told them, and you can't blame them, look at the multitudes. We haven't got enough. They said it themselves. Send them away, Lord, and get them to cater for themselves, because we don't have enough. There's your place of lack. We don't have enough. And what did God, what did the divine through Christ say to them on that day? No. Stop coming from that place of lack. And have a look at what lies within your own hands at this present time. What do you have in your holding at this present time that we can work with? So comes the basket of loaves and fishes, a tiny little offering. And what does Jesus do? First of all, he takes it and he breaks it in thanksgiving. And from that comes abundance beyond their wildest imaginings. Today, the Christ says to all of us, whatever cage might be holding certain aspects of your own soul, don't think yourself selfish in wanting to expand outward, because it is to the greater good and for the benefit of the multitude rather than just the single person. What Jesus is saying to us today is, I can take what you have, and no matter how small an offering it is, I can break it open in thanksgiving with you and show you a more abundant place to operate from. I can break the cages that are entrapping the parts of your soul, because you see, he knew the heart of every man. And he says to us today, I see the fullness of your soul. I know your full potential. I will give you the water of life. If you are thirsty or you hunger, come to me, and I will take that small offering, whatever it is that you have, and I will break it open, and I will show you a life of abundance.